Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Friday afternoon and it's time for the weekend special. Special guest is Michael, W8CI. Hello, Michael, from the Dayton
Hey,
Hamvention.
absolutely. Hello, Tim. And we're getting down to the wire. A week from today, this show will be rocking and rolling.
Yes, and that's what it's all about. Let's talk Hamvention 2025. What can people expect if they come to Hamvention this year?
Well, I think that there'll be some new radios there, new things unveiled. I think, well, I can tell you that the flea market, I mean, if you go to the website and scroll down to all the flea market people, you won't, it's hard to even get to the end of it. Imagine walking in and all the inside exhibits, places cleaned up, ready to get set up. I think I was up there all morning cutting the grass in the infield where the flea market is, and that takes quite a while. But we want our customers to be just to love it. And we've been talking to a lot of the forum people. I got a few things to mention there too, but it's just really an exciting time. And Hamvention, what a great experience Hamvention is. You know it, Tim.
It really is, Michael. And let's talk about some of the things that are new for this year. Tell me something new.
Well, I think that you're going to see better screens and projectors and things in the forums area. There's going to be some new food in there, and probably some new boat anchors in the flea market that we haven't seen before. But the forums, I think, are just going to be so spectacular. We have a lot of youth activities that are going on. Both from the RCA and the ARRL. We have a couple of interesting, I just think some of the forums are just fascinating, and I wish I could attend more of them. But we had one setback, Tim. We had the National Weather Service, which has been there for years, and and I've mentioned this before on the show. That's near and dear to my heart. But with all the cutbacks and things, they called me last night, and then they verified this morning. They are not going to be able to make it, and I am really, really bummed out. But we did have a replacement really quick, that someone that we think is going to be just fine in there, and that's Michael Martins. And Michael does a lot of POTA programs. I think he's celebrated over 500 POTA activations, but he's a prominent YouTube guy, KB9VBR, and he will be taking that spot, and we will be putting that in the. We'll soon get that into all of our updates, both online and the ARL update. So that's one change.
Yeah, one door closes, another door opens, right, Michael? And
yeah, absolutely.
And certainly there are things that are fluid. I know that a lot of people, me included, I mean, we're interested in all the food vendors and so forth. And over the years, the food trucks have gotten steadily better. And the lines have gotten shorter because there's more of them, right?
That's correct. And it's hard not to get hungry there, because you go out in that big courtyard area and you smell that food. It's just, oh my gosh. And I just had a meeting a few days ago. Brian and I did, and we went over, reviewed all the food trucks that are coming in, and we set up some stipulations on them. We want our customers, if it gets hot for whatever reason, or people get thirsty, I don't want a bottle of water to be, extravagant. We want it to be within reason. And the food truck vendors, they all support that. But we are, man, Tim, I'll tell you what, there's so much activity. Like I said, I was there all morning cutting grass and talking to the crews, and we meet with them, and I give them lists of, this is what we need to have done, and we want to be sure it gets done. From the restrooms to picnic tables to all those placements. And we just want it to be, as world class as our group can do. And I think,
Yeah.
and I know it's going to be there.
Well, absolutely. Every year it gets even better and better. Let's talk about traffic flow, Michael. Let's talk about, Friday morning. What are some of the things that you're doing to help with traffic flow?
Well, we have, just so you know this, we meet with State Highway Patrol, sheriff's deputies, and the local police, and I meet with them too. And we talk about traffic flow. We talk about this is the peak time, guys, be ready. And we start looking at our traffic from how it flows in and where it's coming from. We got signs up. We've got patrolmen at different stoplights all along the way to try to help traffic flow much better when they get in. And we try to get people in there. And then the exciting thing too is you can get a golf cart ride right up to the gate. So to get in, and we pride ourselves on being able to continue to do that. But yeah, the traffic, and I also want to mention our talk in. Talk in is a really a great thing, and get on the web page. I believe it's 146.940, but check our web page and uh, listen to talk in. I mean, if you're driving there and you don't have a radio on, shame on you. That's all I can say. It's because we'll keep people updated. We keep our talk-in folks updated. The police departments do. If there's a problem on the road and we need to circumvent a particular area or go around it or have it, well, basically the word I'm looking for is detour. We can do that. We can get that out on the radios pretty quick, and but oftentimes just fun to listen to talk in. Um, and I really encourage people to park at one of our off-site places and take a bus in. I know it's like, oh man, I won't have my car there, and I won't, have to take a bus. It's really not bad at all. We deliver you right up to the door. If you decide to buy a some kind of big item at the flea market or wherever, you can down at the flea market booth, they'll give you a ticket. You can put your piece there or the ticket with it, and you get a pass to drive. When you go back on the bus, you get your card, you get a pass to come in and pick your equipment up. So we've been trying to look at doing that. And that's been pretty successful the last couple of years, Tim.
That's a big deal, Michael, because carrying stuff all around, and especially if you're parking a little ways away and having those carts are so important. Michael, let's talk about, if somebody has a problem during Hamvention, where do they go?
Well, they can almost immediately. It depends on the problem. We do have a first aid center there if some first aid is needed, or a squad or whatever. We have people on site for that. But if you have an issue, all you have to do is just see anybody there that's has the volunteer lanyard on, and pretty easy to find them. They usually have a cap on as well, a Hamvention cap. Excuse me. And you can ask them, and they can usually radio the information quickly and get you help. Um, there are things that happen at Hamvention, any big gathering, but we want to be very reactionary to make sure that it minimizes your visit, and we can get you help or assistance. Or even if you have a question, we do have information centers there too. But,
Well, and it is really nice because there's over 700 volunteers that are on, the Hamvention staff, all of them giving their time and effort to make Hamvention special. So there are lots of people around. I did want to go to the chat room here, Michael. Cody, Kilo 3, Kilo Lima Bravo says, looking forward to spending the whole weekend at Xenia and activating lots of parks there and back to Pennsylvania. Jacob is on with us, Kilo Juliet 5, India Zulu Sierra. Brian, W7JET, one of our many, as it turns out, pilots that are hams. Brian says, looking forward to Hamvention, Contest University, and all the friends. And Brian, And Eve, W7EVE, will see you on Thursday. Of course, Michael, you will be opening the Contest University on Thursday. Our friend Reinhardt, formerly of RF Kit, looking forward to seeing you there all next week. Dan, WA4 Mike Oscar Mike, and looking forward to seeing the DX Engineering Gang at Hamvention. It's the largest booth. You can't miss it. Our friend Mike Mowry, Kilo Echo 3, Juliet Papa, is on with us today from Greenville, Pennsylvania. Mark, M0DXR, also on with us. And thanks for all your hard work. WRTC 2026 in the UK. We'll have 6 committee members there. Thanks for all your work. We've got David, November 2, Oscar Alpha. So looking forward to Hamvention. And Andy will be there with the RSGB and WRTC. Andy, we don't have your call sign, but we'll look forward to seeing you there. And Michael, anything special announcement or anything you want to make sure that people know? We're less than a week away now.
Okay, I want to make sure people download the app, and that's we do that in conjunction with the ARRL, and it has literally all the latest up-to-minute information that we can get on that app, and we feed it, and we want to be sure everybody gets it. But you can go to the website or to the ARRL site, either place, and download it. Just a great piece. Then I also want to mention, talked about POTA. If you look at our website, there is a link there to one of our guys, the guy that does the designs for our Chuck. He does all the designs for our logos and things. He's done a wonderful video on doing POTA when you're at Hamvention and where you can go to. Just a really great video, very professionally done. Very impressed by him. You talk about booths, Tim. I think that there's a real art form in setting a booth up. And what I appreciate about most all the vendors that I see in the buildings, and even outside in the flea market, they take pride and time to set up world-class booths. I've been to every major amateur radio event that I know of in the world. And I got to tell you that, Tim, yours is just beautiful, but take the time to look at the time and effort people put into that. And if I always tell you to think of volunteer, and I think that's imperative, but also thank a vendor for being there. Thank a vendor if you don't buy something from a vendor, but they give you a lot of information, thank them, because they're spending a lot of money to be there, and we want to make sure that they come back again. So those are some of the big things that I want to touch on, but always thank a volunteer.
Right. Some of these volunteers are getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure that they get out to Hamvention and get things set up so that everybody can have a great time. So it goes without saying, thank a volunteer. They're really working hard. And a lot of the vendors and flea market folks are getting up at all hours of the morning to make sure that, they're doing the best they can. We're hopeful that the weather's going to be good, Michael, and that we're going to have a great show.
Yeah, the weather in Ohio is real. It can say it's going to rain, and then 2 days later you get a new forecast. It's going to be beautiful. So I wouldn't worry too much about rain. Come prepared for it, but it's a very, very large area, and we can handle the crowds. And I just can't tell you how excited we are. We have sold out completely. I mean, outside, inside, outside. It's just going to be we're very fortunate for that, but it's going to be a fabulous event. And I like the expression over the years people have said, if you can't find it at Hamvention, it probably doesn't exist. and you just gotta dive into it and take a look. Meet people there, and like I said, Tim, there's usually a couple kinds of people that come. There's some people that just want to complain about everything, and that's okay. We learn from the complaints. But we have, by and large, people realize this event is not, I mean, we don't have a paid staff. We don't have some like special administrative person that we're paying. It's us. It's the amateur radio operators from all over the world that come and help out and volunteer. And will there be a hiccup now and then? There may be, but we'll try our dangest to make sure that we take care of that stuff right away. We want everybody to be as happy as possible. And, you know, I mean, this is the event for amateur radio in my mind. It is the event.
And remember, too, that if you can't make it to Hamvention, you can take part in Contest University. There will be a live feed on this DX Engineering channel on YouTube and on Facebook. Live feeds from Contest University, which is coming up this coming Thursday, all day long. You'll be able to see some of the selected presentations at Contest University. So even if you can't make it, you can still have some fun. Michael, thanks so much for coming on today.
It's just so much that we could be talking about. Tim, it's my pleasure, our pleasure from Hamvention to work jointly with you to get the word out about it. If you have issues, you know, you can email me. I'm actually good on QRZ. And like Tim says, please try, if you can, to take a look at Contest University. You don't have to be a contester to get a lot out of it, believe me. Anyway, 7-3, everybody. Thank you, Tim, and all of you out there. I hope to see you next week. And we're going to have one grand time.
There we go. All right. Thanks, Michael. And thanks to all of you for viewing today. And we'll see you next time here at DX Engineering. Until then, 73.